Well, hello, QNI. Good evening. We are celebrating Whiskey Sour Day, which is August 25th. I know it's a month before it pretty much, but I want everyone to have it in their repertoire so they can make one on Whiskey Sour Day. I'm joined, of course, as always, by young Valerie, who is 4 days away from turning 1, which is exciting. We're getting super stoked around here. So we're going to make a whiskey sour tonight. This is a classic. This is a bourbon drink. You can make it with any sort of whiskey, but traditionally in our country, it's made with bourbon. The bourbon has a sweetness to it that rye or standard other whiskey would not. You don't want that peatiness or the smokiness of a scotch, and rye's a little harsh for this, but hey, if it floats your boat, you can do it. So what do we need? We need a bourbon. I have some plastic bottle, bottom shelf, benchmark bourbon. I've been enjoying this because despite it being cheap and not particularly super high quality, it still makes a wonderful cocktail. I highly recommend it as a budget mixer. Maybe some of our younger staff on tighter purse strings might enjoy it. Yeah, baby girl. Plus it's plastic, so she can't break it. At least it would take a lot more effort too. We need lemon juice. So over here, we'll grab a nice big lemon. Very plump and ripe. We need simple syrup, which I have here, the usual Stirrings brand. We need Angostura bitters, ta-da, from the Isles of Trinidad and Tobago. And then we need egg. So you're gonna use egg white for this. Egg white gives a creaminess to a cocktail that you normally would get through, say, milk, but you don't wanna put milk in with a lot of ingredients because it'll curdle. It also requires that you have a fridge to keep it. In the UK, at least, where many of these cocktails originated, eggs are not traditionally refrigerated and milk is, so it made it easier on the bartender. One little bit of lore there for you. So this is a pretty simple recipe. We're going to serve it in an old-fashioned glass or tumbler. That's really all you need for it. It's served on ice usually with a garnish of a lemon peel and a cherry, and it is shaken. So we have our shaker, the Boston shaker with the pint glass. We're going to double strain it because we use lemon. So we've got our Hawthorne strainer, we've got our fine strainer, and of course we have all the requisite things like a measuring cup, a citrus squeezer, and a sharp paring knife. Right, baby girl? Ooh, shiny. So let's start with the toughest stuff first. Let's do the egg white. I know I've shown this before on the Clover Club cocktail, so like many of those of you who bake know, the trick is to kind of just pop the yolk in between the two halves of the egg and let the egg white trickle out. There we go. So now we can set that yolk aside. As a side note, if anyone's particularly daring, oh, don't touch that, baby girl. I'm gonna throw this out. Whoa, exciting, exciting. On a side note, as a fun treat, if anyone is particularly daring, sometimes you can serve the egg yolk in a shot glass as like a little shooter. Kind of a fun thing to do. You might put a little salt and pepper or Tabasco in there. It's fun. I had a friend in flight school who really liked that, so we do that all the time. So I've got my egg white, and now I'll do my lemon. So I don't have my fancy cutting board, so I'm just gonna do it right here. I'm actually, to show my intelligence, which I don't have much of, I'm gonna cut a slice out. So I'm gonna cut it in half, but I am gonna cut a little slice of it for garnish. Then I have the two halves and the slice. Ta-da. That lets me save a little for later for the garnish, so we'll take it. Oh, there we go. It's a big lemon. So we're squeezing it out into the bowl here. Isn't this exciting, baby girl? You're so well behaved now that you're almost 1 year old. Yeah. Whoa! And this particular recipe calls for half an egg white, which, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get half an egg white, so I'm just going to use the full egg white and double it. So I'm going to squeeze a ton of lemon juice here. Hopefully that's enough. Yeah, I know. It's sometimes easiest to double recipes with egg in it. All right, there we go. Let's get that knife well out of harm's way. So now we have our lemon juice, we have our egg, simple syrup, bourbon, Angostura bitters. So of course, as usual, we need to start with popping some ice into our shaker glass. So here we are. Woo, is that cold? Yeah, it is. Some stoicism for you, girl. Oh, did that cold, baby girl? All right, so I'm gonna put about 6 pieces of ice in there. I'll set my garnish aside. So we're gonna use all of the egg white. And so let me double check my recipe just to be sure I haven't forgotten something. All right, there we go. We need 3 dashes of Angostura bitters, so we'll double it for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I'm ever gonna run out of Angostura bitters. I've got like 4 bottles from Trinidad, so they take a long time to go through. We need half a fluid ounce of simple syrup, so we're gonna do a whole ounce for the double recipe. Where are you hiding? Ounce, tablespoons, milliliters, ounce. There we go. So we talked about sour, bitter, and sweet. Simple syrup is the sweet. Lemon is the bitter. Bitters are bitter. And then we have the whiskey for the sour. Hey, okay. So now we need 60, or we're going to need 2 ounces of lemon juice, so 60 milliliters. Come back, ounces. Oh, it's always so hard pouring out of these things. And I've lost my ounces. Everyone must have such confidence in me now. Where'd it go? Man, that is hard to see. Tablespoons. It's like it's disappeared, huh, baby girl? Well, 60 milliliters is 2 ounces, so. Tell you what, that's about 55. Since I spilled the rest, that's as close as we're gonna get. In goes the lemon. That's what we have the garnish for, right, Sweet Pea? And now, the grand finale, we need 2 ounces of bourbon, so we'll double that for 4 ounces. So luckily, it doesn't add up too much monetarily with benchmark. So, oh man, milliliters. Let's just use that since I can still see it. So, a glorious 120. Oh, I'm gonna sleep well tonight, huh? Look at that. Whew. Take a long bath maybe with a nice beverage or 2. All right, so we have all of our ingredients. Thank you, darling, for your help. We're gonna pop on the shaker. There we go, get it nice and tight, and shake. Is that fun? Whew, exhausting. All right, pop that open. So you can see it's getting nice and frothy there. That's good. So we're going to serve this on the rocks. So I'm going to put about, I don't know, 2 or 3 glass pieces of ice in there. So we've got our ice. And because we use lemon, which has all sorts of gunk in it, we're going to double strain. Nice and creamy. You can see it's got like a little froth to it. And that just leaves it with the garnish. I'll be right back. Is this exciting or what, Sweet Pea? Luxardo Maraschino cherries? Dad, you shouldn't have. And if you want to do this up fancy, you take a toothpick, get the seeds out of that lemon wedge, and you're just going to fold the lemon wedge and put the toothpick through it. And then you need, should have gotten a spoon or something. It's getting messy here. And you just put a cherry on it. Oh, baby girl, this is going to taste good, yeah? Woo! We got our cherry, we got our lemon, and you want to put it so the lemon side's down, the cherry's out. So there is your whiskey sour. Ta-da! Let's try it. That's pretty nice. I'll warn you, it's a little bit on the sour and bitter side. So if you find it to be that way, what do we talk about? Balance. Add a little bit of simple, or dial back the lemon juice and the bourbon, and you get a nicer, sweeter mix. So up to you. Anyways, QNI, a reminder, National Whiskey Sour Day is in a month. As a side note, any sour generally is going to have lemon juice, some form of bitters, some sort of drink, some sort of alcohol, and egg white for that frothiness. So you can do a brandy sour, a gin sour, anything like that. But the whiskey sour is the most popular variant. So I wish you all a very happy night, and cheers from Ben and Valerie. Take care, everyone.